Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a dip, Bitcoin down to about 92,000. However, Ethereum right now is down approximately 8% to the downside, right around $3,000, while the rest of the crypto space is also bleeding out. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but I want to focus on the market through a Bitcoin lens. Are we coming down even further, or are you ready to make a bounce any moment now to see this negativity end? So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here. How much fear do we have in this market? The thing is that Bitcoin is looking okay, right around 92K, but the altcoins right now, the altcoins are suffering. And of course, it's because of risk on. The reality is altcoins are risk on, and Bitcoin showing even a bit of weakness is going to translate to a lot of negativity throughout the rest of the market. And of course, Ethereum behaving the way it is, down approximately 8.3%, is not a good look either, right? Leading indicator for risk on for the altcoins. And of course, the altcoin season, Ethereum right now is showing tons and tons of weakness. It's down almost 20% for the last 7 days. But what's most important to me here, before we begin looking at the top 100, is the market cap. Market cap is right around $3.3 trillion. It came down approximately 5.7%. But look at that trading volume, guys. The market believes that this dump needs to happen. And guess what, guys? It obviously happened, and we got the market participation to back it. Okay, so that's not what I want to see. That's not what we want to see. But you know what, guys? The market doesn't give us what we want. The market gives us, what it gives us, and we need to be prepared. Either way, up, down, bearish, bullish, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we want to stay one step ahead. Let's keep on going down here. Let's see what's going on with the rest of the market. You can see that some projects are still holding okay. Like, BNB, nice and solid. Yes, it's down 8.2%, but the reality is so is Bitcoin. So it's at least it's trekking alongside Bitcoin. But if we look at Solana, for example, down 20%, alongside Ethereum, 20%, we see the heavyweight altcoins, not looking the greatest. And this is something that we, have to figure out how we're going to navigate this. Ultimately, we even have Doge, Cardano, and AVAX, and so many more down in double digits. Again, down double digits in the last 7 days. So is this a fire sale opportunity? Absolutely. If you're walking into the crypto space right now, guys, congratulations. You're getting into a good scenario, because now is the time where there's fear in the market. Obviously, tonight at 8 p.m. EST, we'll be talking about all the metrics. We'll look at the Bitcoin dominance. We'll take a look at, others potentially looking for when could we get a reversal in this altcoin market, but more importantly, the fear and greed. What's going on with that fear and greed right now? Are we finally fearful? Guys, we should be buying the fear, buying the red, and right now we do know that is the case. As we keep on going down, we do see some of the exchange tokens finally taking a bit of dip, because they've been showing a lot of strength. BitGet taking a pullback about 10%, but still, relatively speaking, in comparison to the last 7 days, it's still in the green. Okay, so overall, exchange tokens have been doing pretty good. And again, as we go down, you can see that a lot of these altcoins today are up on average about 10% to the downside. And within the last 7 days, we also have approximately 20% to the downside on average. Okay, not including previous price action that has also impacted the price even further. Okay, so guys, fire sales everywhere. Have your watch list, start looking at your shopping list and start asking yourself, do I want to get entries now? Start DCing, dabbling in. Guys, it's not a bad opportunity. You you are not buying any tops. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's begin our analysis talking about Bitcoin. And obviously, we want to get into a bit of depth here because I can feel the emotion. I can feel the fear throughout the market. And reality is there's nothing really to fear at the current moment unless certain conditions apply. Let's talk about those conditions. Let's look at this in a little bit more detail. So there's obviously different time frames that we have to look at. Number one, obviously the daily. The daily is the major contender right now, and so far the daily's winning the battle. Earlier on this week, I made it very clear that there is a 4-hour thesis that we could apply, right? And the 4-hour thesis has to do with this price action right here. This fake out right here is what caused a little bit of that 4-hour thesis to show some strength and possibility for a reversal. We got a higher high, but guess what, guys? We came right down very quickly, expressed back to the range lows, and in fact we started today breaking down even harder below the horizontal support. The problem is that the Bitcoin is playing games with our emotions and our portfolio. Why? Because we did break down, but you can see the bulls bought it right back up and brought the candle or the price right above the horizontal once again, leading right now at about 92,000, back to the level of support that we've been talking about here on the channel for a good while. And in addition to that, maintaining the structure that we want to maintain in order to remain bullish, because up until now, as long as we stay above 92K, guys, we're still bullish, regardless of the wicks, regardless of these, impulses to the downside. The reality is there's not that much volume right in here. I believe that the sell-off volume is coming more from the altcoin market. Right? Obviously, it doesn't help that Bitcoin's dipping this way. There's obviously volume here as well. But the reality is that if we close a daily candle bullish above the above the $92,000 level, guys, we still have another day. We live another day, guys. And that's why I'm saying just be careful, because getting overly emotional in a dump or even a pump leads you to make irrational decisions. At this current moment, it is still a good buy opportunity. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that from me right now, because the reality is you expect, more certainty. And trust me, I would love to have more certainty. Unfortunately, there isn't any. And the only thing that we can remain certain of is if the market shows a strength here, any signal of strength, I think the market will start to take bids at this level. However, we have to be very aware that the bearish scenario still exists. Okay, so on the daily, the bullish scenario is that we remain above 92K. We're bullish. We maybe get a pivot point structure into here. But the bearish scenario is basically this. We're getting follow through, guys. I'm gonna kind of diminish a little bit of this so we can make more sense of it, and maybe emphasize the importance of this indicator first. Synergy signal, guys. If you want to know more about this custom indicator, I got links in the description. Go check it out. There's lots of info there, also on the Discord. Now, what we can see is up until this point, the momentum has been rising, coming down, while the price has been rising. Price going up, momentum falling, and then right here we get into a zone where we start getting follow through to the downside, where the momentum starts to kick in, and we're getting that as we speak. Now, the question is, do the bears have enough strength to get the momentum down here, oversold below the 30%, the dotted line right here, and eventually would that translate into a lower low? And it's very likely, guys, if we get the purple line oversold, it's very likely the price actually breaks below that white line, that thick white line, and it starts to come down to 87,000, my first stop. I would like to see how it behaves and performs here. And then the next stop, the ultimate stop, is 77, where the CME gap is. And it is the measure and move breakdown from this head and shoulders formation, defined by these dotted line right here. So that's what I'm really focusing on, is the daily. The daily right now has been in total control of this market, and now we're getting follow through. Do we actually get price action that changes character from higher highs to higher lows, from higher highs and higher lows to lower lows and lower highs? That would be a pivot point structure. This would be a change of character right here. So as long as we stay above 92K, structure is intact, we can still consider this a good support line. We can still consider this a bullish flag, perhaps, and we can continue moving to the upside. If not, we start closing daily candles below. It's not a good look. Let's see what's going on with a trend oscillator here real quick, and then we'll get on to the 4-hour. See if there's any hopium there on the 4-hour. We got EMAs facing down, and we can see the bullish expansion to the upside tapering. No thank you. It's really bearish at the current moment. Be careful out there on the daily, okay? Be careful on the daily. Now, the 4-hour might give us an opportunity. Why? Because we swept the lows today, okay? And this is, I posted this on the Discord. There was two scenarios here. Either we break down, backtest, and get rejected, or we break down, come back into structure, and find support, and obviously call this a swing failure pattern with a nice spring on it, okay? So, good volume. Really, we're not seeing much with regards to price action. But if I get on a slightly lower time frames, you'll see a lot. Let's just kind of look at this for a sec. You can see that the moving average here of the trend oscillator is now facing down in the bearish control zone. Red histogram bars are not a good look, so let's put that away for now. Momentum on the 4-hour, you can see that we're slowly trending to the downside as well. Slowly. Did we get oversold in a big way? No, we didn't. We didn't get oversold in a big way. Big way means below the 30. In fact, we didn't do that. Okay, volatility now is pushing to the upside. Expansion looks a bit confused. That's totally fine. Do we get oversold in a bigger way? If the daily does, of course, 4-hour will. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, again, swing failure. We came down. We hunted liquidity. All those stop losses that were beautifully placed right underneath these bottoms got triggered, and then the market reacted at that level. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, quickly, let's get into the 1-hour. This is where things get a little bit more interesting, because if we can stay above that white line, that thick white line, remember what this represents on the daily time frame. If we can stay above it, give a bit of confidence here, maybe backtest, maybe, and then we spring or even consolidate right here. It might be a good sign that maybe we're ready to get back into the structure, get that bounce, and maybe start moving back to the top of the range. In the meantime, this is all we could do, is wait to see what happens here. Right? You shouldn't be taking any major risky positions. Now, if you're looking for spot positions, guys, risk to reward is great. As I mentioned, it's still healthy. If you need exposure, if you're looking for exposure on altcoins, dabble in right now, 25%. You never know. We could get a bounce here, even if it is. Again, I'm going to go back to the daily because the 1-hour, this is all you got on the 1-hour. Volume right here, swing failure, backtest, spring. That's it. Bump and run type of scenario. However, if we get on the daily and you start looking at the big picture, what about if we do even flash crash a little bit overnight, come down, quick recovery, we don't even see it because we're sleeping, and then all of a sudden we see the price right back into the structure and moving to the upside. Guys, believe it or not, it does happen. I know it may not be something that you want to hear right now, a little bit of hopium, but it happens. So what I say is, instead of trying to time the bottom, this is still a good structural support level. Buy a little bit, just a little bit, get your feet wet. As we start to see the price action unfold, maybe increase your position size. However, the bigger amount of capital of dry powder that you have reserved should be right now reserved for the daily time frame, because I think that the daily time frame is going to give us the most amount of clarity once it gets oversold and the most opportunity. And this is the level, the less riskier scenario. Remember, this is where I started de-risking, exiting my positions, aligning my portfolio for this. Guys, I've been doing this for a good while. I've been calling this top for a good while and this retracement, and I have been DCAing in some projects in this level, but not a lot of capital. And that's the important part, having healthy exposure, at the same time understanding that you're going to be underwater in the next little bit, but also being ready to double down, triple down, and build positions into your convictions that we are still in a bull run here, guys. And any dips to critical levels, again, maybe 77, maybe as low as 70, you never know, we hunt liquidity down here. It could be possible. Look at this volume gap, guys. If it does happen, what are you going to do about it? That's the question you got to ask yourself. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be deploying capital, or are you going to be shorting the market? Are you going to be shorting a bull run? Guys, the recoveries are crazy, and sometimes shorting is not the best idea. However, I do entertain shorts here and there, but on lower time frames. Okay, guys? So it's all about risk management right now. Just understand, market is still good. Bitcoin is still at 92K today. However, there's always two scenarios, sometimes three. We dip, we rally, or we go sideways. Right now, there's no certainty anywhere. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join that Discord Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. See you tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.